Okay, so this is session 6, final session of Empower.
There we go. Can you see me? Can you see me, Jen?
No, not yet.
But you can hear me now. That's good.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I had to do a couple things, so.
Oh, that's fine. No, I've been trying to get it to load. It's taking forever to load, so.
Okay, okay. I don't know. Can you see me?
I can see you and I can hear you.
Okay.
So it's probably something I'm doing.
It says host is not in the meeting yet.
What am I sharing here? Share computer sound. Hmm.
Thank you. Oh, something's happening.
Can you see me now?
No.
Oh, I know what's wrong.
Oh.
Ta-da! Hold on, let me close my blind.
Oh, is that what mine is?
I always forget there's a little camera cover on my computer and I never even looked.
That's funny.
That's
So
crazy.
this is in my computer, so I can do this in my computer and then like yours. So I'm on my phone right now.
Oh, you can do it on your computer.
Okay.
Just go to zoom.com and put that same ID in.
Okay, so my son did that last night for me, so I would be ready.
You want to switch over?
Let me see if I've been going on the website and just like really going over it and trying to figure it out.
The website is so amazing, Jen, because everything's on there. When I started doing this, I have to carry around papers and carry around books and carry on, and now it's all online.
So that I have a question about that. So when you first signed me up, you gave me a book and I call it my oil Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And so do they still have that?
Yeah, they in new editions. Yeah, they've.
Okay.
Is that the only one you have? You just have that one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you'll want to get a new edition because the new oils will be in it in the newer editions.
So
And
I can't find it anywhere on the website. Am I looking in the wrong?
oh, did I lose you?
No, I still see you. I got
Okay.
you.
There we go. I just need to scoot you over so I can look at the website. It'll probably not let me do both. That's the trouble here, but I guess that's one good reason not to, because you're going to want your computer. But you're going to lose
Okay.
I'm going to lose you for a minute, I guess. You can still see me, but I'm going to look here. Let me find it. So I've never tried to order it from this site, but Debbie told me that, I heard Debbie say to someone else actually that it's on here, but I don't know where.
Okay.
Because I've always bought it from Aroma Tools. They didn't used to sell it on here. So there's another site if you just go to Aroma, A-R-O-M-A, like smell, aromatools.com, all one word. And I know it's there, but maybe I misunderstood or maybe I heard wrong.
Oh yeah, is this doTERRA too?
It's not specific to doTERRA. It's a lot of oil things for everybody. But
Okay.
the nice thing about it is that doTERRA does so much business with them that they kind of give them the upper hand, I guess you'd say. That's been my experience.
Is it Modern Essentials? Is that what it's called?
Yes. And the newest one is kind of green colored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is my...
You know what? Other people talk about this because they have the, I wanted to start sampling to people.
Yes.
And they were about the things were here that you could get.
The little bottles. And doTERRA sells those too now.
Okay.
So you can buy them either place. I think that I think they're cheaper from doTERRA, but that could change.
I don't know what that is. Still don't know what that is. Still don't know what you're talking about.
So it's going to be under DIY accessories. So go to products on your doTERRA site and go to DIY accessories.
Oh yeah.
And there's all your little bottles, your spray bottles, your tiny the 5/8 dram or the little tiny sample bottles. And
That's
those are nice.
I ordered a bunch of those and I'm just going to keep them on because even today I could have handed out so many.
Yeah, exactly. So all your DIY stuff is on here. And I would think that, yeah, I've never looked on here for the book, but maybe it's under literature. No. I may
No.
have misunderstood because I've never found it on here, the book.
Yeah.
But you can definitely get that on Aroma Tools. And you can even get it on Amazon.
Oh, you can?
And if you've got Amazon Prime,
Yeah, I
I don't know if you
do.
would sell anything or save anything, I mean, if it would be cheaper, but very possibly.
What's it
Let's
called?
see, modern. Is it the 10th edition? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Say their 10th edition. Yeah, so on, oh, it's had it and I didn't select it, so then it's gone. Okay, so it's $33.69 on Amazon,
Okay.
and it doesn't say it's Prime. And then so they have the 9th edition on here, and that's on here also, and that's $25.99. But you'd probably want the 10th edition.
Well, this
Also
is
on here it's $56.46, right? Oh,
Yeah,
that's a whole packet of stuff. My
yeah.
bad. That's just a handbook.
it's only $22.49.
Oh,
Or
yeah, that's the right one. That's the hardbound, right?
yeah, and so why is it $29.99 or as low as 22?
I don't know. Let me look here. Why would it be like that?
That's really good.
I put it in my purse. They don't have a card, I guess. They have a purse. It's coming up as $29.99. I wonder if there's some sort of promotion code or something if you have it.
Okay, I'll look. But
Maybe.
they also have little packets. See, I've got a lot of people who have never done oils or don't know anything about it. And
Uh-huh.
so I think that's what made me feel good, that I had something to refer to. And then I was happy to just order oils because I could look at that.
Yeah, you want to have a newer edition, and you want to encourage those who are signing up. You know, you got to have a good reference.
So you gave that to me for free, and I really like that.
I did, but I bought a pack of a whole bunch of them. I can't even remember how many, and I got a way better deal. And
Did you?
you know what? That's probably why it says that. Oh, I haven't ordered a case like this for so long. See how bad?
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
Good. It's so good to meet you.
Good to
Debbie,
meet
meet
you.
Jen, and meet Debbie. Well, that
Thank
was a
you,
good
Debbie.
interaction. I'll get back on the picture now.
Awesome. I apologize. I was just snoozing. I'm texting with people. So at any rate, I'm glad to know you were on, Wendy. I should have texted you 10 minutes ago.
So you can probably see, but this is Debbie Gordon. I didn't even say her last name. So you better know who she is. And then I'll text you her phone number right now. So
Okay.
you'll want that.
Yeah, so you can communicate with me, Jen.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
You'll want to just text me. Texting is the best, and then I can call you back as soon as I'm able. Okay.
Rattle it off, Debbie, because
Oh, my phone number, 801-913-2633.
if I pull up my contacts, it'll take too long. So there it is.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good. Awesome. So Jen, tell me what's happening.
I have used your sweet sister, was at girls camp with me, and she used oils on me. I never had them before. And then for the past, and I love them. So I signed up, and I've been using them for like 3 years, I think, maybe longer. And I've just been using them. And then I went to a seminar or a class, and I had just found out I had high cholesterol. And so at this class, they started talking about the vitamins, the Vitality Pack. And so I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to use that and see. And I asked the doctor to not put me on a statin drug and give me 6 months. Well, we ended up after 4 months getting in a car accident. And so they did this whole blood workup on me. And he called me in and said, what are you doing? Because you're not bad anymore. You're not even good. You're great.
Awesome.
And I said, I'm not eating eggs so much. And he's like, no, eggs don't do that. They don't cause that bad cholesterol, and they don't fix it that well. And I told him, I'm taking vitamins. And he said, is it FDA approved? And I said, no. And he said, then I don't believe in it. And I said, okay. And he goes, but don't stop. I said, okay. So I started doing that. And then I started doing the face wash and the shakes in the morning, doing all those things. And then of course the oils, we've had like some traumatic things, and the oils just really keep our house diffusing them, putting them on the kids' feet. They just really love it. My teenagers in Deep Blue and sports and you name it. I could give you probably something for everything. And then this last Saturday, I went to an event. All my kids are in school. I used to homeschool, and now all my kids are in school. And I've been looking for something. Do I get a job? Like, what do I do now? I don't even know. And so I went to this event on Saturday, and they kept calling on me. Hey, Jen, give your story about this. Hey, Jen, give your story about this. They kept doing that. And I was listening to myself talk about this product, and it wasn't an anxious feeling. It wasn't like, oh gosh. It was very much like, I live this. Like, this is my life.
Very good.
So I didn't know where Wendy was at the time. And so I just was like, okay, I don't know how this works. Do I go and start working with these people? And so when I called Wendy up, she's like, nope, you just need to talk to me. And we have a line too, which that line was very kind. They said, no, you need to call Wendy up and talk to her and discuss things with her. So I did. And she told me who you were and where she was at and how this all worked. And I'm like, the business part, I had no desire and I didn't know anything about it. Since then, Saturday, I've been watching videos and on the website and just absorbing as much as I can. So I have a better understanding now of how the business works. And I don't know if Wendy told you, but our son Nate passed away in a car accident. And when he died, I started a group called Mothers of Everyday Heroes. And it's organized just like this. We did 5s, but it's the 3s. And we raised tens of thousands of dollars doing that.
Oh, very good.
This is so natural to me. And today I went to the temple praying to know what I should do. And as I walked in, I got one lady who wants to sign up with me, 3 who want to order. And it's just easy for me to talk to people. So, and the product, I live it. So I just tell them my story. I don't even say, I don't sell the product. I just tell my story.
Very good. Very good.
So that's
And that's lovely. That's lovely. And that's passion too.
Yeah.
And this forum that you have set up after your son's death, and by the way, I heard about that.
Oh, did you?
I'm very sorry for that incredible loss. But see where it's taken you as far as the good you've created. And then this is kind of like, so let me just back up for just a second. And you know a little bit about Wendy, and I'm also an OBGYN nurse and have been for 34 years and have supported women in childbirth for all of this time. And you know what? I absolutely love what I do, loved what I do, love what I do. I worked in the hospital for 27 years supporting women. I left the hospital in 2011 after I got a pension letter from Intermountain Healthcare. I was 47 years old at the time. They said if I continued working another 18 years, I would make a whopping $186 per month when I retired at 65. So that was in February of 2011. So Jen, I resigned in June of 2018. Now, to their credit, every time I had another baby, I went back further and further part-time. Okay. So I was working very part-time by the time I got this letter. Okay. And so, but I was like, this is not, there's no way I want to go back full-time. That's not even in my forecast ever. And so I decided to break off on my own as a doula, a hypnobirthing practitioner, and a wellness advocate with doTERRA.
Okay.
And in 2 months' time, I recouped my income.
Wow.
Now, understand my motive. My motive was to create Plan B and make it work for me. All right. Now, working part-time back in 2011, I will share that I make more in a month than I did in a year working for Intermountain Healthcare that last 2 or 3 years. Okay. And so the potential with doTERRA is whatever you make it.
Okay.
Okay. It's whatever you make it. Now, I'm not going to hesitate to say there are growing pains along the way. In fact, I'm going to give you a little analogy. Okay. I grew up on a farm. We raised cows. We raised milk cows. I milked cows for many years of my life. Okay. In fact, I started milking a cow when I was 9 years old and milked a cow till I was 16. And when my mother was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome in 1980, my dad sent the older boys, or the younger boys actually at that time, sent the boys out to milk the cows. And my sister and I took care of the little children inside and took care of the housework. Okay. So from age 9 to 16, I milked 5 cows, up to 5 cows. I don't know that I milked 5 that entire time. I don't remember now, but I milked up to 5 cows. And so the cows in a storm, the cows will walk with the storm. So the storm just hovers over their back all along the way, and they're in the storm for a very long time. Okay. Now, growing up in Wyoming, we grew up with buffalo too. Now, we didn't raise buffalo, but that is our state animal in Wyoming. Okay. And the buffalo, when a storm comes, they put their head down and they run into the storm as fast as they can. And how long are they in the storm? Not very long. Okay. Now, I'm not making this doTERRA business into a storm by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. But what I'm saying is there will be growing pains along the way. And if you will put your head down and not quit and be resolved to not quit and go through the storm as quickly as you can get through it, you will really be able to reap the rewards of this business. Okay. So my message to the world, Jen, has always been that God created our bodies in such a way that we can bear children without pain and misery. And it matters how women give birth. And how women give birth is largely how they step into motherhood. And so it is always been my passion to help mothers step into motherhood very confidently. And doTERRA has been a forum for me to take that message to the entire world. Okay. And so I am so grateful for doTERRA, because not only does doTERRA have a product line that I 110% support, because it works, and it works every time. But it's also for mothers who walk into childbirth confidently, walk into motherhood confidently because of their birthing experience. They are much more likely to embrace natural solutions to raise their children with, and thereby embracing what God intended. Okay? And not giving their children a bunch of synthetic garbage. Yeah. And so doTERRA has really been an adjunct to my already passion for mothers. And doTERRA has allowed me to share my message of birthing as well as trusting in God around the world. And I have an international team. Okay. And I talk to people all over the world, just like I'm talking to you right now. Okay. Now, I will say that the other day I was in Oklahoma by Zoom. I was in Ohio by Zoom. I was in Australia by Facebook video. And I was in Canada several times in the same day. Okay. And so, and I thought as I went to bed, I thought, I kind of miss traveling. Because I used to travel a lot more in my doTERRA business, but now thanks to Zoom, I don't have to. And I'm raising teenage boys now, and I've got 5 boys. Oh. And Wendy got a head start on the childbirth thing. I got a late start, even though I'm quite a bit older than she is. But at any rate, so we're right in the thick of it. Okay. And it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. And I'm really grateful. In fact, of course, my purse. Last night I did a class online. Every Wednesday night I do a Wednesday wellness class. Okay. And that's at 7:30 p.m. And I really would love to have you on there with us. Share your stories, okay? Because we learn best when we learn from each other. And so Wednesday wellness classes, or Wellness Wednesday classes is what I call them. I get it. I switch the words. But 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is when I do that. And it's on this very same Zoom link. And last night we talked about emotions and essential oils. But as I say that title, I was like, I should rename that class, because it was talking about the emotional impact on our physical symptoms. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if we want to create real healing, we have to go to the emotions, because that's where it started. It started with emotions, and we, had a stressful event, and we got this knot in our stomach, and pretty soon we had, digestive discomfort, but it didn't happen overnight. It happened over a period of time by how we interpreted that event that happened in our life and how we processed it. So that was my class last night. Okay. And the recording's posted on Creating a Healer in Every Home, which you are now a part of, right? You're on Creating a Healer in Every Home, and you're on Promoting a Healer in Every Home, which is my builder page. Okay. So that is where anybody who wants to create an income with doTERRA, that's where I invite them or add them on the Promoting a Healer in Every Home, so they can be guided in the business building activities. Okay. Okay. And so we can build this business as fast or as slow as you want to, Jen. Okay. You get to set the pace. Okay. And as you set the pace, I want to assure you that Wendy and I will be running alongside you. Okay. Okay. And so whatever support you need, we will help you with that. Okay. So now you've already been on doTERRA.com and you've watched a lot of things to learn how to do the business. Yeah. So tell me, what have you viewed?
On doTERRA, I haven't watched as many videos and this is probably gonna make you cringe, but I watch stuff on YouTube. There's actually one on there that I like that I just watched, and she just seemed to talk my talk. So her name is Bonnie Donahue. I don't know if that name sounds familiar to you, but she just laid things out very simply to me. So through that, I gained a better understanding of the expectation. Like when I first understood it, it was creating 3 arms, and she was explaining, no, create 1 arm, get that arm going, then get the next arm going so you don't spread yourself too thin. So right now, this is where I'm at right now. I don't have any, she called them CCs, committed and capable. I don't really have any of those right now. In fact, the one that I do have, and she's phenomenal, I'm being slow with that whole situation. She orders a ton from me, but involved in another company that not oils, something else. And so I just right now, what I want to do, I think, is sample, because I can talk to people. She talked about the 7 qualities that you need to be a leader in this company. And I'm 47, so I missed that one by 2 years, but I looked at those, and I've got those. Influence after Nate died. I mean, I know the police chief, the mayor, the senator. We are, because of living in this town, I do know a lot of people. What I'd like to do is start sampling. And I love marketing. I love doing all that fun, fluffy stuff and sending it out to friends and talking to them. I've got about 5 people that want to order from me, but that are all kind of, and one that is like, oh, can you just sign me up under you? Just go ahead today and sign me up under you, because I've been ordering for so long. So right now I feel like I just want to put it out there, and then see what's coming back to me, then work with those. So I've got 5 that I'll keep talking to. The one that I want to sign up, and then slowly things are coming to me. My neighbor just had surgery, and I think she would really do good with Deep Blue on the other muscles that are compensating because she can't use her knee. When I got in that car accident, other muscles needed help too, because my sternum was broken. So I think that if I just relax, because mine is like I want to run. If I can just relax and let it come to me, I think that's what's going to happen. And when I say that, I don't mean sitting in my house and waiting for people at the door.
Right.
Hey, can I send you a sample? Would you let me send you this sample? Oh, I heard that you went through this traumatic thing. Can I send you console? And I've done that anyway. I mean, I've been doing that, just giving it to people, just like what your sister did for me. Just here, Jen, take it, so I didn't get sick. But now my mom wants in on it. My older daughter, who just had her 2nd baby, wants in on it. So I feel like I'm building a group here, and all my kids are in school now. I used to homeschool. All my kids went back to public school. This is only my 2nd year. And in 25 years of having kids, I've never not had kids at home. So it's kind of crazy. And my husband went to work at the office. So all I have is the puppy, and I think I'm making her nuts. So what I need to do is I work at the temple on Thursdays. Other than that, I'm home. Like I said, I believe in this product. I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I still have kids and sports and grandbabies. And so I think that's where I'm at, is I want to start sending out. This has been a week, not even a week. Saturday will be a week when I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I think I want to send out, I've got a ton of Deep Blue samples because of my athletes. They give them to their friends and stuff. So I still have a ton of those. And I think I want to do little cards, send those out, or text them, hey, can I bring by a sample, and just start doing that.
Okay, can I guide you just a little bit? Okay, so there's a really great way to sample, and if you're sending to people out of state, you can't do this, but hang on a second.
Okay.
And then, Jen, I'll get you on, we can go to the website when you have the website open in front of you, and I'll show you exactly where that enrollment page is. It's just so simple. I was going to get that before Debbie got on, but it is super easy to enroll now, and they can do it. You can actually do it right on doTERRA.com, or you can do it for them, so you can put all the right numbers in for you and stuff. Make sure you know where you want to place them on your team, which is something Debbie will go through. But maybe
can
even
learn
in
that.
later needs.
too.
Say
So,
that again.
let me give you an idea of sampling. Okay.
Hold on. What'd you say, Jen? It cut out.
I've been learning about that too, about placing, that it's not just
Oh,
flooding in,
perfect.
it's
Yeah.
figuring out what works. So that's what I'll need help with that eventually too.
I still need help with that. I always get advice.
All right. So,
Oh, hi, Erin.
this is my youngest, Aaron. Okay, he's 11. So pretend, Jen, that this is your person that you're talking to. Okay.
Okay.
That you're meeting on the baseball bleachers or
Okay.
wherever you're at. Okay. And you're talking, and they've got a cough and a cold, and you're saying, "Man, that cough sounds really bad. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Man, that cough sounds really
Cough,
bad. How
cough,
long have you been
cough.
sick?
Cough, cough.
What have you been doing about it?
Right.
Would you be open to some essential oils? I've got this Breathe essential oil that is magnificent. Would you try it with me?" And then you want to hold out, you want to touch their hand and say, "Here, let me give you a drop." And then you're going to give yourself a drop. Okay. Then you're going to give yourself a
gave
drop.
me two.
Okay. Now just rub those together in your hand and just put that right down on your chest. Rub that right on your chest.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Okay. And then just smell your hands. Okay. Now don't get it too close to your eyes. It might burn if you get it in your eyes. Okay. Don't get it too close to your eyes, but just smell that and take 4 to 6 deep breaths.
Okay.
When you touch them and you show them how to do it from the get-go,
Okay.
and then you do it with them and demonstrate what needs to happen here,
Uh-huh.
then when they go home to use the sample, they've already experienced it and they know how to do it.
Okay.
Okay. So otherwise you're giving away samples for free, but you never ever give a sample away
Is that good?
without a commitment. So hang on, I'll give you a sample of this. While I'm getting a sample ready for you, would you enter your contact information on my phone so that I can follow up with you? I want to follow up with you within a day or two for sure. So if I called you tomorrow, what would be the best time to reach you? Now, you know your schedule. So you might say, if I called you tomorrow after 7 p.m., because that's when you're available,
Okay.
what would be the best time to reach you?
Okay.
And so you want to get a commitment, you want to gather their contact information, and you want name, phone number, email, and if they're willing, shipping address.
Okay.
Okay. So you never exchange a sample without getting their contact information. Otherwise, you're throwing oils to the wind. I'm just going to tell you
Okay.
that. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're throwing oils to the wind, and that's a huge resource to you. Okay.
Okay.
If you're not going to use it, then you don't want to spill it on the ground.
Right.
Okay. And so be really careful. You don't always have to sample people,
Okay.
because I'm just going to say flat out, Jen,
Mhm.
your passion for doTERRA's products, because of your personal experience, is enough to get them to a class.
Okay.
But if they have had a product experience, or you can create a product experience at the moment of the class, which you will do, I'll show you how, okay? Then they are ready for more information, and they are usually ready to enroll.
Okay.
Okay. And it will save you a lot of time calling people for follow-up. Oh, I didn't use it after you used it at the stadium. I forgot. Well, use that tonight and I'll call you tomorrow. There are hours and hours and hours spent in follow-up
Yeah.
when you're sampling. Okay. So I will say the chances of, if they have a positive product experience, they're much more likely to say, yes, I want to learn more. I'll come to your class. Okay, that is true. But not always does it take that.
Okay.
So if you can't commit them to being at your next class or to attending an upcoming class, if you cannot commit them, then send them away with a sample.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just going to say we're all busy, and you've now got grandbabies, and your life's not going to get any less busier.
Right.
And so the less time you can spend on follow-up and the more time you can spend on educating and supporting and building relationships, the better chances of you growing a business.
Okay.
Okay. And so we grow our business by enrolling, not by sampling. But we get people to classes, commit people to attend classes by creating a positive product experience.
Okay.
And sometimes you can do that on the spot with one drop, instead of sending them away with a sample.
Right.
Okay. And so, does that help on the sampling bit?
It does, absolutely. My thought on that was because I have so much of those little packets, they're just the one packet. It was kind of like a coming out, like okay, Jen is selling doTERRA. She has information on it. She has stories about it. So it's kind of my way of letting my close friends, I've got a lot of close friends who don't have anything to do with doTERRA or don't know that I have anything to do with doTERRA, really. I mean, it wasn't a topic. It was something I used, but it wasn't necessarily something that I promoted.
Okay. And so that's an idea. And another idea is to say, if you come to my class, I've got a free sample for you. If you bring a guest, I've got a free sample for you.
Okay.
I've got a free sample for your guests too. And you can hand out deep blue samples for those samples. Okay. So there's several ways to use those sampling or to sample and several ways to use your samples. Okay. I give out once I have somebody enroll, when I go back and do a live guide overview, I'll show you what I mean by that. When I go back and do a live guide overview, then I will give them a packet.
Mm-hmm.
The packet, I typically give them a couple of sample bottles so they can share.
Okay.
I typically give them a sample of the Deep Blue Rub, a sample of the toothpaste, a sample of the Slim and Sassy gum, sometimes a sample of the PB Assist Junior.
Okay.
Because I want to start introducing them little by little to all the product lines that doTERRA has to offer. So they get out of the box of their kit that they started with.
Right.
And so that's why I want to sample them with other products besides what they purchased. Shampoo and conditioner. I had a lady say to me, "What are these?" And I had sampled her with 2 Slim and Sassy gum. And so I gave her Slim and Sassy gum. I gave her toothpaste. I gave her Deep Blue Rub, and I gave her shampoo and conditioner sample in this little packet. And I had some sample bottles. And I did have some roller bottles in there, but I'm going to be really straight with you. I took those out before I went to do that live guide overview. I'll tell you why in a second, okay? Because I've started adding that to their initial order.
Okay.
I get them started with a kit, and I always, at least 99.6% of the time, I add on a fractionated coconut oil.
Okay.
And the last several months, now that doTERRA has available roller bottles and spray bottles and keychains and sample bottles, I add on usually at least a 6-pack of roller bottles.
Okay.
And then the next time I get with them, we make 1 or 2 roller bottles on the spot. So then they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad I have those 6. I have 4 more to use."
Okay.
Okay. And so then I'm empowering them with what I call self-reliance in finding solutions to their health.
Okay.
So today I had another class with a group of 4 ladies. 1 was missing. Today there was 3 there. 1 was missing. Okay. So I enrolled my neighbor about 3 months ago. And she used the products and she started having really great results. And so she was willing to host a class for me. And she invited her mom, her mother-in-law, and her aunt. Okay. And I said to them when I enrolled them, we enrolled all 3 of them, I said to them, "If you will stick with me for 90 days, I will help you become a healer in your own home."
Yeah.
And so we have been doing classes every week. There was 1 week where we missed, but 1 week we had 2 classes. We did a class on Thursday, and then we did a DIY on Saturday in my home. And then we skipped next Thursday, and then we met today. Okay. And today I taught them muscle testing and helped them set up their loyalty rewards orders. I said, "What do you want to learn today?" So I was prepared. We had already done the live guide. We had already set up a personal wellness plan with what they had ordered in their first kit. And then they wanted to add to it for specific additional problems. And so one of them came to me and said, I looked up, she looked up thyroid in our first meeting together, and she had low thyroid issues. And so she looked up thyroid in the book, and she's like, "Oh, I want to order lemongrass with my kit." So she did. She started drinking lemongrass, and it was killing her. She was like, "I just can't palate that stuff. It's nasty." So she was like, "Where do I get the capsules to put it inside a capsule and then take it internally?" And I said, "Well, let's find out if you need to use that internally, aromatically, or topically."
Yeah.
And then my neighbor's mother, she had something else she wanted to learn about. And then my neighbor had something she wanted to learn about. And I said, you know what? Let's start with muscle testing. Are you okay with that? And my neighbor says, oh, I've always wanted you to teach me that. And she's been using the oils for 3 months now, okay? And so I taught them a really simple form of muscle testing. And then they started finding their own solutions today. And then they got excited. Then they wanted to add oils to their loyalty rewards order. Then they wanted to set up a loyalty rewards order. Then they wanted to put their oils on it. And then they were like, oh, well, I only have this much to spend. I said, okay, put in your cart what you want. And then look at the costs. Take out what you don't want to pay for right now. Keep that on your wish list, because I was having them note everything on a wish list. What do you want? Okay. And I'll show you where to do that on their Live Guide. Okay. And so once we start doing that and setting them up in their own self-reliance, then I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not telling them what to order, but I want to make sure they know how to get on their back office and order.
Right.
Okay. And so I taught them that skill. So we got on all their accounts today. In fact, here was even better. I worked with Vicky's mother-in-law while she taught her mother how to order. Okay. So now my new enrollment, Vicky, is teaching somebody else how to do this. And what's the likelihood that she can now go and enroll her sister?
Right.
She's already done it.
Oh, wow.
She had to upgrade to a wellness advocate in order for me to place all these family underneath her. Now, at the time of those enrollments, Vicky said, I don't want to do the business, which is what we hear from everybody.
Yes.
Probably 95% of the time. It's those few, select few that, and you would say, oh, you don't have to do the business. There's no obligation for you to do the business. Okay. But I said to Vicky, it makes sense to me to put these people under you since you are their family member and you introduced them. And Vicky said to me, I don't want to have a loyalty rewards order. I don't want to be obligated to 100 PD every month in order to enroll people. She said, you take the enrollments. You take the enrollments, and I will just invite them to the classes. They are so, when I looked at my calendar today and said, I'm going to be gone on the 14th and the 21st, Wendy, you're going to laugh at me. I said I'm going to be gone on March 14th because I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, right? Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to be gone the 14th and the 21st of March, so we better meet next
That's
week.
the 14th. I guess I better get my calendar straight.
So I said to them, we better meet next week because I'm going to be gone the 2 weeks after that, right?
Oh, yes, the 14th.
Do you think they put the 7th of March on their calendar?
Yeah.
Cute.
Yes, they did, because I'm going to be gone the next 2 weeks, okay? And so I just put it out there, you know what, I'm going to be gone these 2 weeks, but I can meet with you next week. And so we have another class next week. Now, what am I going to go over next week? Well, I have lots of ideas, but when I first go in to teach a class with people who are following me for 90 days at least, okay, is, okay, how did it go? Did y'all get your next orders? What have you done with it? What experiences have you had? What questions do you have? I always start there. And I want to share their experiences. Why?
You can
Because
use it.
that solidifies I made a good choice. I made a good decision. Okay. And so I want them to start by sharing their experiences. And then I want them to stick with me. Okay. Because my desire is to help them feel comfortable and confident reaching for their oils first, rather than grabbing for the Tylenol and the ibuprofen.
Yeah.
I want them to reach for their oils, and I want them to know how to find solutions. So now I'm cleaning out my office. I have some old books. I'm giving them away. I took 5 books with me today. Wasn't sure who would be there. Who doesn't have a book? And I gave them away. Was that a loss to me? Yeah, I paid $30 for every book, right? But it doesn't matter if they're outdated and I can't resell them. And one was a 3rd edition and the 5th edition is now out. One was a 7th edition and the 10th edition is now out. It makes no sense to try to say, hey, would you like to buy the 7th edition when the 10th edition is out? It makes no sense to do that. So I have to take that as a business loss.
Right.
Which looks nice on my taxes anyway, right? And so at any rate, I'm cleaning out my office. I'm giving away all these old books saying, I've got to make room for the newer books. And I don't keep 30 books on hand anymore. I've learned that lesson.
Yeah.
So I keep 4 or 5 books on hand so they can buy them from me and save shipping if they want. So at any rate, you know, when they have a book and they know how to use it, and so we use the books. We got in all the books today. And we read from every book. that was opened. And when they learn how to use their oils, then they're not, who are they calling? Who are they calling if they know how to use their oils? Wendy, do you remember this story? Debbie was initiated the oil expert in my neighborhood.
No.
Oh,
And I bought Peggy Smith's book in my first class. I bought it off of her that night, and I was elected to be the neighborhood expert. So for the next 18 months, I got numerous calls every day to know what they should use for. And I was like, just a minute, let me look it up. Just a minute, let me look it up. Just a minute, let me look it up. Well, I'm just going to tell you, Jen, I learned that lesson. Expert. You'll never get off the phone. Don't be the expert. Okay?
Okay.
Show them how to become a healer in their own home.
Okay.
And that takes time, and it takes relationship building, but you build long-term customers.
Okay.
And sometimes, Jen, we find a jewel like you who says, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. But not everybody wants to do this as a business, but everybody wants to use this. And inevitably, like Vicki, she hosted a class, and now she's got 3 family members really excited about the products.
Yeah. I haven't met anyone who doesn't love the product. I really haven't.
Yeah. So that's really a great thing. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Hang on one second. Let me see.
I'm going to take a minute and show her the website
Do it.
so she knows how to get on that enrollment.
Okay.
So are you on doterra.com?
I am.
Okay, so you have your login up there, but you don't technically need to log in to enroll someone. And like I said, they can do this on their own
Okay.
if you want to walk them through it. So if they're long distance, you can enroll them and just tell them you enroll them, or you can have them do it themselves. But again, you're teaching. So it kind of depends on the situation. I take it one at a time, but maybe I do. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb so that we're not.
So I saw it. I saw what it said to enroll a new member, and I pushed on it, and it
Yeah, so
it
what'd
said
you
for
get?
my security.
It's right under your name, so you do have to log in. I didn't think you did, but
Here, Jen, let me show you my
there's a
screen
way
for
to do
second.
it on the main site when they log in as a.
Yeah, there is. Hang on one second, Jen. Let me just share my screen.
Oh, you can do that. I can't do that.
Actually, you can while you're on my Zoom if you would have kicked.
On your Zoom, I can share.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can share.
okay.
Yeah, but I took it over, but I could stop my share, Wendy, and you could do this while we're talking on Zoom.
Alt S.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is
I didn't think I could do it if
doTERRA.com.
it wasn't mine.
Yeah, this is doTERRA.com. Okay. And, so if we go on here, if I can log in. This is the easiest way to do it, but I'll show you a couple of, well, that might be a little bit too much for one time. But if I log in here, okay. And then right up here, if I go under my name, it's going to log into my shopping cart first. Okay. Now you upgraded to a wellness advocate, right, Jen?
I did.
Okay, perfect. So now you'll be able to see more than just the shopping cart. Wholesale customers can only see the shopping cart.
Okay.
Okay. And so they won't see what you're going to see right now.
Okay.
So now on your back office, if you just hold the cursor over your name and then go down here to enroll a new member.
Okay.
Okay, click on it.
Okay. So it's telling me that I'm going to be logged out, and that's okay.
It's okay. Click on it. Okay. Yep.
And then the language, and so I'm going to push continue because it's United States and English.
Correct. Correct. Now you go ahead and hit continue.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you what we could do. Okay. We can we could enroll anybody all over the world. Okay.
Okay.
So here's all the countries that doTERRA has. And if it's
Okay.
not listed here, their setup business, then it's under global access.
Okay.
Now this is 505. Forgive me here for really getting you messed up probably. Okay, global access. We would have to ship it to us and then ship it to them, or we find a shipper to ship it to and they forward it on to that country. like
Okay.
Vietnam. Okay. So I've got a team working on Vietnam right now. I've got a team in Cambodia right now. Okay.
Wow.
And so at any rate, they would enroll them under global access, and they have to ship to a country. So like Beck Ting over in Cambodia, she's actually lived in Australia for many years. She has to ship to Australia first and then have it forwarded to Cambodia.
Okay.
Okay. And so we have to find a country that's already operational with doTERRA, or it's under global access. So you can enroll anybody all over the world.
Okay.
Now, let me just tell you that shipping, I've got a team in Honduras that I just sent some books down.
Okay.
And I had a cousin, Wendy, you'll get a laugh out of this. I had a cousin, David Balden, who was going down to visit his parents who were serving a mission there. And so I added to his luggage and paid him $50 these books down to me, to my contact in Honduras, because Honduras is not set up yet. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And Carla thought she could set up business if she had more books on hand so they could see what she was seeing to find solutions. Okay. So then I worked to send books down with David in order for Carla to have them. So now that you know that, we can also change the language. Okay. And so if we need to go into Spanish, we can go into Spanish, but then we do have to tweak our own back office. So we're still on English if we don't read Spanish. Okay. But they can see it in Spanish as we're working with them.
Okay.
So we'll leave it in English. So now that you've hit continue, now you're just going to enter everything where it's red marked. Okay. And don't for all these red squares, you got to click on them. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when you do it through your back office, Jen, they are automatically on your team.
Okay.
I'm going to guard you away from having them enroll themselves.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable. They have to create a password and stuff, but am I supposed to know that?
doTERRA's made it easier and easier
Okay.
for them to be put under you if you give them your member ID or they have your name. But
Okay.
even in the last month, I have fetched people out of the orphan pool.
Okay.
And it usually takes 2 to 3 emails and phone calls for me to fetch somebody out of the orphan.
Okay.
But if you do it from the back office, then they don't get fetched out of the orphan. Okay. So you're just going to click from one window to the next and enter all the stuff that's needed.
Okay.
Now, just for kicks, Jen, I'm going to enter you.
Okay.
What's your address, Jen?
19368 North Lariat Road, and that's in Maricopa, Arizona.
How do you spell Lariat?
Lariat.
Lariat?
Uh-huh.
Did you say court or road?
Road, I believe.
Laser? She might have.
I wonder if she.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. What's your postal code?
85138.
And what's your cell phone?
760-415-8353.
It may or may not let me do this, but I'm going to try it just for an example. What's your email?
Jen Ford 1993. That's one N at Gmail.
And your birthday?
My birthday,
Yeah.
12/16/71.
And for your password, I'm going to enter your first name with a capital J. I wanted at least 8, so I'm going to give you 2 N's on your Jen.
Okay.
And then the last 3 of your phone number, or the last 4 of your phone number.
Okay.
Capital JENN 8353. That's what Debbie Gordon does.
Okay.
So that when I help them get on their account the first time or two, I know what their password is.
Okay.
I usually don't memorize it at all. What's that?
I didn't catch that. Do that one more time.
I do their first name
Okay.
Sometimes it's abbreviated so that it's 4 letters at least. Depends on what their name is. Okay. And then I put the last 4 of their cell phone. Or if they become a wellness advocate right off the bat, I'll put the last 4 of their social security number. Now, I don't memorize that at all, but I can say, okay, it's your first name with a capital letter.
Okay.
And then what's the last 4 digits of your cell phone, or what's the last 4 digits of your social security number? I have them do it. If they do it, they're going to remember it, and then they can save it on their electronic device, right?
Good idea.
And so then I can say, okay, we want a wholesale customer. We're going to click on this box. They're under me. Now, if I know ahead of time, right now you're just getting started, Jen, so you're always going to be the enroller and you're always going to be the sponsor until we start building you a team.
Okay.
Okay. But if I say, okay, I want to put them under Wendy, okay, I'm going to put in Wendy's number here, her member ID number here, and then I'm going to hit search. And it says, make sure that Wendy's name is in there. And then I can hit continue. Now it might stop me. Okay. Oh, I missed something. Let's go see what I missed. Oh, oops, 1971.
Oh, one more number.
Yeah. So then I can hit continue. And it's probably going to give me an error message because it did. Okay, please enter a unique phone number. So you're already in the system, so it's not going to take this. I was hoping I could get to the next window so I could show you how to enter KIT and whatnot. Okay.
Okay.
And it's not going to let me do that. So, yeah. So when you start entering the KIT, if they, let's say they choose to pay the $35, let's say this person that wants to enroll under you tonight, let's say she just wants to pay the $35 membership. I would hope that she would take advantage of this first enrollment to buy a kit because it's well below wholesale cost.
She was already talking to me about her emotional state. So I'm going to push her towards the emotional kit. It's called, I don't know what it's called. I'll look it up.
It's called Emotional Aromatherapy Diffused.
Yes. And so I'm going to push her towards that just
Good.
because she's been through a lot. She's working actually with the DEA. Her son got into trouble and she helps drive the getaway car when her son helps him arrest people.
Oh gosh.
So she needs that kit.
Yeah, she does need that kit. I'm going to type that. So I just clicked out of that. I'm going to get back on.
Okay.
Because you can find the kits right here on the doTERRA.com. You don't even have to log in and go over here to advocates and then under flyers. And you can find the enrollment kits.
Yes.
This is the one she wants.
Yes.
Okay. So she's already got some of the basics. So when you start her with a kit, they waive the $35 membership fee and she's buying well below wholesale.
Okay.
So this kit normally costs $159 and this is a $70 diffuser.
Yeah.
So add $159 plus $70 and that's what she's saving on this kit. She's saving $69 on this kit, which means she's getting the diffuser for free.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's a really great way to start. So always try to start them with a kit, even if they've got some oils on hand, start them with a kit so they don't just have to pay the $35 membership fee, because the cost of the oils bottle by bottle is much more expensive than buying a kit.
Okay.
Okay. Even if they have all the basic oils, start them with the Family Essentials kit or start them with this one here. Okay. Or start them with the Cleanse kit. Or say, oh, your bottles are probably little, you might be empty, or let's say they've got 4 out of 10 of these are gone. They're going to use them up. Just get them another basic kit.
Okay.
Okay. It's so much better than to buy one oil at a time. It's much more expensive to do that and pay the $35 membership fee.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can start them with a kit, and here's what I say to people who say, Debbie, I just want a bottle of Breathe oil. I say, well, let me tell you, that Breathe oil is magnificent for opening your airways and opening your sinuses and clearing your cough or whatever we're dealing with. I can ask more questions. But why don't I sit down with you one-on-one and talk about all your health concerns so that I can serve you better and make sure you have what you need when you need it at your fingertips. Okay? Because every time I've done that, I'll tell you, Jen, I've learned that lesson over the last few years, and it's just not worth it. Because what happens when they call me 3 days later and they say, oh my gosh, I'm heaving my guts up over the toilet, and you're saying, well, that Breathe's not going to serve you for that. Dang it. Now you need to order Digest Zen. Oh, well, can you give me a bottle of that? And then they call you 3 days later, man, I have an earache. What do you got for an earache? And you're
That's
saying,
right now. I did the BOGO. I posted the BOGO with my little choppy Pinterest pictures because I didn't know quite how to do it. I just woke up Monday morning and thought, I'm going to do this little BOGO. And that's what I'm doing right now. People just kept buying. Oh, can you add this? Oh, can you add that? Oh, can you add this? So, yeah.
Very good. Very good. So you've already got a following. Those are the people you want to go back to now and just get them started with a kit.
Okay.
Okay. Just get them started with a kit.
Okay.
So at any rate, that's where you can find the kits. Okay. Now, if I go back, let's say I want to find the price sheet. I go under resources, under forms. And these are the two most common ones you're going to click on for now. Okay. And I can click on this product list wholesale, and then I can show them what the prices are. Okay.
I printed.
Good for you. Just print it up. So I would print up the price sheet and I'd print up the enrollment forms and put them in page protectors.
Enrollment forms I can print up too.
Mm-hmm.
Is it under flyers or forms?
Under flyers. Prices under forms. Enrollment kits under flyers.
Okay, but there's no paperwork for them to fill out. It's just the kits.
Oh, good question. Okay, so I can do forms, and I can do down here at the bottom, the Wellness Advocate Agreement or the Wholesale Customer Agreement, and I can print those up. There's
Okay.
the customer agreement. You know what? And you could honestly, if you just printed up the Wellness Advocate Agreement, the only difference in those forms is the color, and the fact that on the Wellness Advocate they add their Social Security.
But they don't have to have a certain amount of, they don't have to buy, because I thought now that I have to buy 100 per month instead of 50.
You do as you start the business and start enrolling people. In order to make a commission, you have to have a 100 PV LRP at least. So you got to have a monthly order of at least 100 PV. Watch the PV amount, not the dollar amount. That came up in my class today.
Okay.
So it's
But that's the only difference. Like if someone starts, they could just be a wellness advocate and just be ordering 30 or 50 bucks and they're still okay.
They're still fine until they start enrolling. When they
Okay.
start enrolling, then they've got to bump it up to 100 in order to get a check.
Okay.
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 And the computer's not forgiving, Jen. When you enroll somebody, you make what we call fast start bonus. Okay.
Okay.
And that's immediate thank you for sharing doTERRA. And you get it the following week usually, or it's paid out weekly. So depending on where you're at in the pay week determines when you get it, but it's paid out weekly. And that's the fast start bonus. And you make 20% of the PV amount of anybody that you personally enroll.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
And so as you make 20%, and that's paid out weekly, if you drop your LRP down, your loyalty rewards order, if you drop it below 100, you will not get that paycheck.
Okay. That's what Wendy told me. So I keep it in there all the time.
All the time.
So if for any reason I forget or whatever, I'm just going to get more vitamins, which I need anyway.
Good. So make sure you have at least 100 PV on your card at all times.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And let me tell you, sometimes I don't catch it with my builders. And they're like wondering why they didn't get a paycheck. And I go back and I say, oh, dang it. You did the BOGO order on your LRP. And then you saved that. And it wasn't enough for 100 PV.
Okay.
So sometimes I don't catch it. And you only get one grace time with that, with your paycheck, one grace time in your lifetime.
Okay.
So let me tell you, you don't want to take that grace time till you're a diamond or above. Okay. I'm just going to tell you flat out. Don't worry about it. It's wash it off. Cry about it if you must, but just take it as a lesson learned. Okay. Because you don't want to take that one lifetime grace period for $25.
Yeah.
But $25,000, you're going to fight that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. That makes sense.
I feel like I have enough information that I can go with what I have. So the people that I have, the place that I'm at, I feel like I can take a few more steps now and do a few more things. Now, in saying that, I'm going to San Diego for a week next week. And then my sister's getting married for the first time at the end of the month. And so we're in San Diego again, and then we're in Utah. So the next 5 weeks of my life, I am going to travel more than I've ever traveled. But I listened to this motivational speaker today, and she said the best things that ever happened to her in her life happened at the worst times. So I'm thinking I'm doing a good thing here, because this is the worst possible time that it can happen, but I'm ready to go with it. So
You know what? But you'll find, Jen, as you're talking to people in your travels,
yeah.
just be prepared to enroll along the way.
Can I enroll on my phone?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Okay. But if you'll have in your carry-on or your purse some enrollment forms and some oils. Okay. Take a bag of oils, whatever oils you're used to using, create a product experience on the spot, and make sure that you have something to create. You don't have to hand them a sample necessarily. You can gather their contact information and send it to them later.
Okay.
But if
Perfect.
you go prepared with oils, this is what I travel with. I don't know if you can see this or not. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you travel all
I can create a positive project experience on the spot, and I don't even have to give anything out. And that will allow me to get their contact information. And then I can follow up with them.
Okay.
Now, I'm just going to say that you don't want to wait to follow up with them until you get back in April, right? You want to
No.
follow up on them right now.
Right.
So at any rate, now I want to take you to one other place, okay? So under advocates again, I'm going to go over here to empowered success. Now let me tell you that it has never been easier, Jen, to do this business. Never been easier. Because when I started, we didn't even have a handout, okay? And we would go to 6 or 7 different websites to get what we needed in order to help people get started and give them an education and have the tools that we needed to make a roller bottle or to give a sample out, okay? We would go to 6 to 7 different sites. And that's what my Welcome to doTERRA email was when people would enroll. I'd send them a Welcome to doTERRA email, and I'd have all these websites they needed to check out for blah, 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 blah. Okay? It's never been easier because
Pretty
you
sure
go
I
to
sent you one of those, Jen.
You sent me one?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I sent you one of those.
Yeah,
with all the
I think
websites on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a long time ago. It's so much better now.
Yeah. So now we just go to doTERRA.com. Okay. And so under advocates, under empowered success is all the business training and tools that you need. Okay.
Okay.
So check this out, but I want to go through this one with you right now, and then I'll let you check it out. Well, I want to point out a couple things, okay? Here's the Live Guide. When somebody gets their products, we want to be there for them about the time they're opening their first package.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got 2 more calls tonight to follow up with people who just got their first package. Okay,
Okay.
and I'm going to go through this Live Guide with them online on a Zoom call just like this. This Natural Solutions is the handout you print up. I'm going to do that too and show you how to do that. You just download it and you can print it up. But if you order them from doTERRA, believe me, it will save your printer cartridges because you can get 20 for about $4.
Okay, and I think I have these in my cart because I didn't know what I needed, so I was going to go through the things, see
Do
what.
it. Okay, you want these in your cart, and you want probably the Live Guide and the Share Guide and the Build Guide. 1 package of each will take you through this first month. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I would get 2. I would get probably 2 packages of this classroom handout. Don't worry about teaching any other class but this one for the first year.
Okay.
They can come to my Wellness Wednesday if they want to learn more.
Okay. Okay. I got a little overwhelmed there when we started talking about classes. So I was like, oh, that just made me look. But that makes me happy to know that if I stick to one thing,
Stick to one
I
thing.
can just, okay.
And here's what you want, Jen. You want people coming back to your class saying, gosh, isn't there something else you can teach? I can do this. And you're saying, fabulous. That's what I want you to do. Okay. You want them to duplicate your effort.
Okay.
You want them leaving the class saying, I could do that. You want them leaving their class doing that. Okay.
Okay.
So, but look at this handout, because this handout will take you through the basics, and it doesn't matter what class you teach, you're going to go through this first page.
Okay.
Okay. And then this shows you a medicine cabinet, though it doesn't say medicine cabinet because we're not supposed to say medicine cabinet.
Okay.
But that's essentially what we're showing here. We're showing their bathroom cabinet is what I say.
Okay.
Does your bathroom cabinet look like this? And then I ask, what do you want to feel less of? What do you want to feel more of? And I'll totally walk you through this. Okay. I did this last night on the emotions and essential oils class. And then I'm going to walk them through at least 4 to 6 of those oils. I won't have time to walk them through all of them, or we're going to be meeting for 2 hours.
Right.
And you want your classes about 30 minutes long so that you have another 15 to 20 minutes to answer questions and get paperwork done.
Awesome. Okay.
And they're not going to remember it all anyway. So you really want to gear your classes to them, and I'll guide you through that.
Okay.
But look here. See, in this handout, you have several kit options.
Yeah.
Now, why does doTERRA show the diamond kit? How many people enroll with the diamond kit? Well, let me just tell you, I have a goal to enroll 4 people with a diamond kit this year. That's my goal. I'm going to sell 4 of these this year. Okay. That's the goal I've set. Go ahead.
Have you ever done that?
Yep, I've done it twice in 9 years. So 4 in 1 year is a lofty goal, right?
Yeah.
But what this kit does is show them that we have lots of product lines.
Yes.
So they can repurpose their money for their skincare, their hair care, their toothpaste, their mouthwash, their deodorant, their lotion, all their personal care items, their cleanse products. We can repurpose all their money back into their own wholesale store, and they're going to save 55 or more % instead of 20%. Okay.
How much do you have to spend to save the 55%?
Good question, because if they buy the diamond kit, look where they start with their accrual of points, of credits. So you and I started at 10%. And every 3 months it goes up by 5% to a maximum of 30% off if we maintain at least 50 PV per month order on a loyalty rewards order. Okay. So if they buy a diamond kit, they start at 25%, and in 3 months, buying a loyalty rewards of at least 50 PV or more, they're going to be at 30%, which is 55% off.
Okay.
Okay. So, and for somebody that's getting a tax return, look at the savings on this kit. It's $27.50, and they're saving over $1,000, and starting with 400 free points, which is $400 worth of free oils, they're saving $1,400 plus when they start with a $27.50 kit.
Okay.
But that's the very first enrollment order. They can't. Now, anybody can buy a diamond kit, but you're not going to get 400 free points, and you're not going to start at 25%. That's for the first time order. Okay. So then we have the Home Essentials Kit and the Family Essentials Kit, and I talk about it. These are the small bottles. These are the large bottles. Which bottles size do you want? Small bottles, large bottles. These bottles have 85 drops per bottle. These have 250.
Okay.
Okay. Now they can see the cost. I don't have to even mention the cost if I'm showing them this form.
Right.
So we want to start them with the basic 10 if at all possible.
Okay.
And then this Natural Solutions Kit is the Lifestyle Change Kit. That's the wording I use. The Lifestyle Change Kit. Are you ready to make a lifestyle change? And sometimes just saying it like that, they're like, I'm in. I don't care what it costs. I'm in.
Okay.
And this is the most popular selling kit that doTERRA has. And so that's a commitment to making a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
At $550. Okay. And so they're usually in it. And then you say, now I want to partner with you for 90 days. Just stick with me closely for 90 days at least. And I always add the at least. Stick with me for 90 days at least. And I'll help you become self-reliant in this. I'll help you become a healer in your own home.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want them to invest and let this sit on the shelf.
Right.
It would be horrific for me personally. I'm not serving them well. And then this little part explains the loyalty rewards. And sometimes I don't even go over that in the first class. I wait to do that when I go over their live guide.
Okay.
Okay. And now I know this is a lot of information, but if you just touch on this, you know what I've been using, and you tell your story, Jen. I've been using these products. So tell me your story. How long have you been using these products again?
I'm thinking it's been 4 years at least.
Okay. So you want to tell your story, something like this, Jen, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but you want to do it in 2 minutes or less.
Okay.
Okay. I started using these products 4 years ago. I didn't know what I had until I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And my doctor said, you got to go on medications. And I said, wait, is there something more I can do? And he said, you got 4 months to fix the problem. And if it's not fixed in 4 months, we got to put you on medication. And you started taking the vitamins and the DDR prime, and you went back because you had a car accident and you had another blood panel done. And the doctor said, what in the heck have you been doing? Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, keep doing it, because this doesn't happen like this. Okay. And so you tell your story in 2 minutes or less and say, I am passionate about these products. They have changed my life, and they've changed the lives of my family members. And I want to get these products into every home. Will you be the next one to join me, or whatever you want to say? Okay.
Okay.
I want to partner with you in creating a healthy lifestyle for you and your circle of influence. Will you help me? Whatever you want to say. Okay.
Okay.
Have something at a tagline. Okay. And then if they want to see what the products are, it's got the price listed, and then it's got the enrollment forms. Now, let me just tell you a funny story. I had somebody fill out an enrollment form, and then I forgot to tear it out, and they went home with it. Okay? It doesn't serve you if you don't tear it out. Okay. So tear it out. And then make sure they sign the back of it. So they fill out the front, all the highlighted areas, they fill out the front, and then they sign the back of it right here. Okay. And both forms are essentially the same with the addition of that. Okay. Now one more. And this is what I really wanted to get through. So this is a fast and furious. I hope I'm not killing you with too much information.
It's okay.
Are you overloaded? Is this too much?
No, it's okay. I'm putting it where I need. You know what I mean? Like, you'll probably have to repeat yourself. I hope you don't get.
And I expect to repeat myself. So don't say, I know you already told me this. And I expect to repeat myself. Okay.
Okay.
So, but if I go down here and I look at the build guide, this is what I want to look at with you today. Because Jen, this is about you. It's not about me, and it's not about Wendy. This is about Jen Ford and what Jen Ford wants. Okay. So let's make this about Jen Ford right here tonight as we talk about getting you started in business. I'm going to download this build guide. Okay. And so if we take a look and say, okay, Jen, if you needed, you're without children now, your children are all going back to school, and you're like, what do I do with my time? And you're thinking, gosh, I better go find a job. And you're thinking, okay, well, if I find a job, what am I going to look for? What are my skills? What have I done in the past? What's my education level? What do I need to do to get a job? And then you say, okay, when you get a job, what is your approximate value? What are you going to make per hour, Jen? And you might for that. Or what would you like to make per hour, Jen?
Oh, I don't have a college education, so anything I did, I think would be frustrating. And I still have kids at home. I have an 11-year-old at home and a 14-year-old. So that whole 9-to-5 job isn't even about the money as it is about the time away from my house.
Okay. So then we tell them the story. We find out what their need is. Okay. And we tell them this story. There was a man who hauled buckets of water for a living. Every day he hauled water from the nearest source to his village miles away. If he wanted to make more money, he would simply work harder and longer hauling buckets. After many years, he grew weary of hauling buckets, and then inspiration came. If he used his spare time to build a pipeline, eventually he could be free from hauling buckets. So he labored diligently for a few years to build his pipeline. The day he turned on the spigot, everything changed. He successfully created an unlimited supply of water and improved lifestyle for the villagers and himself, resulting in an abundant financial pipeline. Many people spend their lives trading hours for dollars and lack fulfillment or a sense of purpose. With Terra, anyone can choose to create time, energy, and financial freedom through building a lasting residual income. Okay. Now, if it's appropriate, like it was for, sometimes I share this and sometimes I don't, Jen. Sometimes I share my story of getting started with doTERRA like I told you tonight. Okay. But the reality was I had been trading my time for dollars for 27 years in the hospital setting. The last 18 years that I worked for Intermountain Healthcare, I never made a pay increase. It wasn't because I wasn't worth it. It wasn't because my yearly evaluations were not excellent, because they were. But when I first got married and started working for Intermountain Healthcare, it took me a long time to have children. 8.5 years into our marriage, we adopted our first son. Okay. 14 years into our first marriage, we had Matthew. He was my first biological son. 17 years of assisting women in childbirth. It took me 17 years to have the personal experience. So during that 8.5 years before we adopted Jason, I climbed the career ladder very quickly. I maxed out my pay scale in the first 5 years of my employment with Intermountain Healthcare. And then as I started having babies and cut back my hours, I went from a level 4 nurse to a level 2 nurse to a level 1 nurse, because I was working part-time I was working too much part-time in order to keep that level, that clinical nurse level. Okay. And so they couldn't take pay away from me, but they couldn't give me a pay increase either. For the last 18 years I worked for Intermountain Healthcare, I didn't make a pay increase. But I was passionate, absolutely passionate about what I did. And so I stuck with it. Okay. But when I realized that if I continued working another 18 years for a whopping $186 per month, I was like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to do that. That's
Right.
not worth it to me. I've got too much of my life invested in that to do that. I'm going to venture out on my own. And so I had an impetus, right? I was like, hey, this is a walking in the storm, putting my head down and walking into that storm as fast as I could, to build as fast as I could, to replace my income as fast as I could. I was freaking buffalo running into the storm. Okay. I was headed for this and I wanted to make it work, and I did make it work, but I was determined to make it work, and not making it work wasn't even an option. Okay. So my commitment level was 110%. And so we can either trade our hours per dollars, or we can create a residual income and not ever worry about it. If I stopped working today in my doTERRA business, Jen, I would continue to make a minimum of 10 grand a month, a minimum of 10 grand. If I did nothing but ordered my loyalty rewards order every month.
Of $100.
Of $100. Okay. So there is no limit to this business. Okay. And it's you that creates it. And so when you get stuck in this business, Jen, know that Wendy and I are going to be right here to pick you up.
Okay.
To spur you on. Okay. To help you feel supported. Okay. And so I'm going to flip ahead to this because you can go back and look at this. The beauty about doTERRA is that we have a following retention rate of at least 65%. doTERRA just calculated, and this number is actually 70%, but they keep it lower on here to make sure they're not gossiping. Okay. It runs on average 65 to 85%. Right now it's running at 70% retention rate, which means 70% of our customers buy again and again and again. And doTERRA measures retention rate over a 3-month span instead of a 12-month span like most direct sales companies.
Yeah.
So that means our retention rate is very high. Okay. And so when we take a look at this, doTERRA's growth, they grew to $1 billion sales as fast as Apple did.
Wow.
It took them just under 7 years to hit $1 billion sales. And that's exactly what Apple did. And they flew under the radar. FDA didn't even know who doTERRA was until they hit $1 billion sales. And they went, what? Who is this doTERRA company? Okay. And then they started going into their office saying, and that's when they came in and did a, what do they call it, Wendy? Where they come in and do an evaluation. What do they call it?
I don't know the proper name of it.
What do they call it in the hospital?
An assessment? Like an audit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever it's called. Anyway, they did that. And the funny part about it, Jen, was that doTERRA was ready for them. They had their notebooks all ready to go.
Wow.
Okay. And they walked in and actually the FDA asked for copies of their notebooks because they had never seen anybody so organized. And so they were clean, squeaky clean. So now as I go to this page, and I'm going to show you this page, but there's another page after this, okay, for the upper ranks. All right. So Jen, if you had a dream fulfilled as far as what you would make per month, where would you start on this chart right here? These are the average income per month for these. Okay. And understand that some people have been gold for 10 years and some people just turned gold. So that's an average of all of them combined together. Okay. Where would you put yourself comfortably if you were to make this kind of money per month, so that we know how to guide you in getting there? Because that's what our job is.
I'll be honest with you, I have never made money. I've been married 26 years and my husband makes a solid 6-figure income, and I just have never made money. But lately, there's things that I want to do. I want to, do the house. I want to be able to not do household income or household output through him. I want to be able to do that. And so I think comfortably I'm looking at gold, but I don't know. When I do I think diamond, I can put it into the foundation. I could put it into Nate's foundation and we could go help more people.
Yep. And when you have a why that's greater than you are, that gets you up out of bed every morning.
Yeah.
So if Nate's foundation is the why for your existence now, to change the lives of other people that have this same thing happen to them, or whatever your foundation is set up for, okay, that gets you out of bed in the morning. And it doesn't matter if the storm's raging or not. You put your head down and you go right through it. that make sense?
Yeah.
And so gold is a really great goal to start with. I will be really honest with you. That's a really great place to hang out. Okay. To shoot for. And so when I launch people, okay, I want to know what their goals are. So I know how to best serve them and best guide them to getting to that goal as quickly as they want to move. Okay. I want you to go through the rest of this guide
Okay.
on your own, and I won't do that with you now because you can see this, but now I know where you're at. And so after this guide, there is a launch guide on here. And Jen, on all of these handouts, the live guide, the share guide, the build guide, there are examples of how to go through that with your enrollments right here on the page. So you can watch those examples and say, oh, now I know how to do the live guide. Oh, now I know how to do the share guide. And so when we meet with people, we create the next appointment before we ever leave their presence.
Okay.
The next class, the next engagement, the next appointment. If we meet with this friend that you have right now, what's her name that wants to enroll right now?
Her name is Sister Kinnison. Hold on, Jody Kinnison. And
So we meet with Jody.
she doesn't want to do business like everybody else.
And yeah, and that's perfectly fine. And there's no obligation. So it's kind of like a Costco membership with a wholesale membership with doTERRA. If you enroll as a wholesale member with Costco, Costco doesn't say, oh, and by the way, you have to shop every week. Or you have to come in here every month or your membership is null and void. Costco doesn't say that. Costco says whenever you shop, you're going to save.
Right.
And that's what doTERRA's wholesale membership means. Whenever you shop, you're going to save 25%.
Okay.
Okay. And so there's no obligation to buy every month. But if we help walk them into a wellness lifestyle, then they see, oh, I want to buy every month. I want that lifelong vitality pack. I want that DDR Prime every month so I can bring down my blood pressure and my cholesterol.
Right.
And so when they see that, then they want the savings below wholesale cost. They don't want just the $25 saving or the 25% savings. They want the 35% savings or the 55% savings or the 75 or 80% savings, because when you buy the personal care items and you buy in bulk, you're saving about 75 to 80%.
Oh, really?
Okay. So it's more savings than that, but you got to shop smart. And like my mother today called me today and said, Debbie, would you put in my order for March? And I said, sure, Mom, what do you need? And she said, I need some of that foaming hand wash. Get me one of those. And I said, Mom, I'm going to get you two because I can get the second one for 75% off if I buy two together.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So we'll teach you that along the way.
Okay.
Don't worry about knowing all this. But if I go in here and I go down here through these and through the handouts, this is the guide I want to hang out in. Okay. The launch guide.
The launch guide.
And so get through the build guide now, Jen, and I want to create another appointment with you very soon to go through the launch guide with you and then set you up with the launch guide training so that you are successful in building. Okay.
Okay.
So that's enough for tonight. I know I've overwhelmed you and I hope I didn't blow you out of the water.
No, that's okay. I'm excited about tomorrow, but I feel like I want to just sit and just be on this and learn it. I just don't have like the time right now. So I'm going to take my computer with me to San Diego and just at night after the babies go to sleep, I'll be able to do more then too.
Okay.
But right now I want to get Sister Kinnison or Jody signed up. And so I will contact her and get her signed up. And another friend of mine told me that she quit doTERRA because she had to spend $200 a month just to get the wholesale price.
Mm.
And I was trying to explain to her, I don't think that's true. And what you just told me, and so now she's going to other oils and buying them, but she knows that they're not pure.
Yeah.
So
Get her started again with the wholesale Costco membership idea.
okay.
And say, no, you don't have to, there's no obligation. You buy when you want to buy.
Okay.
Unless you want to create an income like I'm doing. And be really honest, okay? Say, I've decided I wanted to help get these products into every home.
Right.
I've decided to make this my career.
I
Be
think if
straightforward.
we get them all using, then once they do, I have never heard of anybody complain ever.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like I've got a lot of options and I've been gathering information for a week. Now I want to start pursuing. I need to start doing.
Correct. And don't think you have to know it all before you start. You do not have to know it all before you enroll. Okay. I promise you that the learning will come over time.
Okay,
And right now, you just want to help people get started. You want to help people get these products in their home.
okay,
And then you want to help them learn how to use them.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So now when do you go to San Diego?
Sunday.
Sunday. And how long are you going to be gone?
I'll be gone until Saturday, and then I'll be home for a week, and then I'll be gone for a week, home for a week, gone for a week.
I'm in San Diego from the 16th of March to the 21st.
I will be there the 21st, but I'm in a 5-day event with my sister. When are you here?
Well, you know what? I kind of held that week open of
The 14th.
well, I'd kind of like to fly home on the 14th. But I held that week open of the 11th through the 15th.
I'll be here that week.
Okay. So consider, and I don't know, you fly back in on the 8th then, or the 9th, I mean,
Yeah.
9th of March. So if I flew out of here on Monday morning, on the 11th,
hmm
I could spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with you probably. I'll have to check my husband's schedule, okay? I want to make sure the kids are covered. But if I flew out the first part of that week and worked with you. So here's my thought.
Okay.
If we can schedule some classes for those days,
Okay.
and I'm willing to do as many classes as you can schedule, Jen.
Okay. So class, hear me. Because I don't know that I have people ready for that.
Okay.
So if I did one class, that would be out of my comfort zone. But holy cow, doing the BOGO was out of my comfort zone, and
And you
then
did it.
talking today was out of my comfort zone. So let me see if I can't be contacting people and see what they say. If they do it, they say, "Oh, I'm getting oils for my sister," or "I got oils, but I don't know how to use them," and so they're just sitting there. Those are the people that want to go to classes.
Mm-hmm. But when they get started, you want to show them why they want essential oils. So
Okay.
what I typically say is, I'm doing these classes. I've got a class Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock, a class Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock, Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock, or whatever we can arrange, okay?
Right.
Wednesday morning or Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, whatever we can arrange, okay?
Okay.
If you did 3 to 4 class offerings and said which one of those will work for you, and got several people to those classes, and if that's too overwhelming, we can back up, we can back off, okay?
Yeah, but I know that works too, because that way people, maybe they work during the day, or maybe the nighttime doesn't work. So if you have them right there, that way you're not leaving them for a month and then trying to get them back again.
Exactly. So I like to do a series of 3 or 4 classes right together, okay? And invite everybody you know and find out which one of those classes work best for them.
Okay.
And just start plugging them in. You want 10 people per class? You don't have to have 10 people. But save 10 spots for classes or however much room you have in your home, okay? Say, I've got 10 seats. That class is full, but I can put you in this one. Will that work for you?
Okay.
We're not going to turn anybody away, so really, you're not going to.
Right. I'll find another.
Yeah. But if you start inviting everybody you know to one of those classes, which one works best for you? And that's how we launch your business and literally move you from 0 to elite status in a weekend or in a week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the time I leave, Jen, usually you feel very comfortable teaching a class.
Okay. So you check your schedule, see what you can do, and then I'll be putting the word out. I'll just be getting people saying, "Hey, I want to start doing this. Would you come to a class? I'd like to." I'll start doing that and see what I can get.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
And you could say, "Hey, I've got my friend Debbie coming in these 3 days to help me with these classes. I'd love to fill these classes."
Okay.
So whatever you want to do. So you keep me posted. Now,
Okay.
one thing as I leave you today, take a deep breath.
Okay.
And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. But
Okay.
Jen, I told you the analogy of the cows and the buffalo for a reason.
Right.
Because Jen, in the last week, what has changed in your life?
Yeah, a lot. A lot.
lot.
Like, feel it. Like, am I gonna go and do this, or am I just gonna keep walking? I've been in the storm. I feel it now for a while, and now I'm finding a way to get through.
So you've been the cow, Jen, and you let the storm hang over your back all these years.
Right.
Now you're ready to make a roundabout and run into the storm, so to speak. Okay.
Okay.
And so don't let fear get in your way, because you've already done the business without even knowing it. And now we're going to help you make money at doing what you've already been doing.
Okay.
Okay. So that
Sounds
you can add to your foundation, so that you can make those dreams happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you on Zoom tomorrow morning. And you can just sit back and just listen. It's not going to be a basic builder call tomorrow. That's why I wanted to do this with you tonight. Okay.
Okay.
So, but at any rate, and you might even hear the cow and the buffalo analogy again.
Okay. I like it.
But at any rate, thank you for joining us. Seriously, I'm glad
Thank you.
tonight, and I'm happy. I'm so thrilled that you're on
Yeah.
board with this. I am looking to partner with people like you to help us get these oils in every home. And so, thank you for following the inspiration to making a difference in the world at large.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye.
Talk to you both later. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, quick.